Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Saying YouTube video. This time, going over the NBA draft. This is our mock draft. We have our top 10 picks and then our teams following the top 10. So we're gonna trade off back and forth like we did with the NFL, give our explanations for what team is picking who and why, and have a little bit of discussion and go on from there.
So starting off, unfortunately, selecting first overall, the Dallas Mavericks are going to select small forward Cooper Flagg from Duke. The explanation: the National Player of the Year averaged 19.2 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game, while also being a fantastic two-way player. 1.4 steals and 1.4 blocks per game on the defensive side. Even on a loaded Duke team, Flagg separated himself from the rest as an 18-year-old freshman. An efficient shooter as well from all areas, Flagg projects as a franchise guard and will be an immediate impact player for the Mavericks.
All right. Yeah, I also have the Mavericks taking Cooper Flagg first overall from Duke. Not really much else to add other than that, even though he's the youngest, he is 18. He's so young. He is the best player in this draft. And it gives the Dallas Mavs a very young but very promising talent, while all their big stars are over 30. So probably important there for Dallas to bring in someone so young, so fresh to match up with their veterans.
Rigged. It's all rigged.
It's all rigged.
Yeah, he is the best prospect. They're calling him the best players in the draft since Anthony Davis.
With the second pick of the 2025 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs, I think, will and I apologize. We apologize right now for butchering any of these names because some of them I don't know. So I'm up first. So here we go. The Spurs will select Con Newpel, maybe. Shooting guard from Duke, also a freshman. The Spurs' biggest need this offseason is to surround Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox with perimeter help. Newpel, maybe, is the best shooter in this year's class, according to ESPN's Jonathan Giovanni. He's able to shoot off movement, coming off screens, but is also a good defender. He also has a selfless style of play and had no problem playing second fiddle to Cooper Flagg at Duke.
All right. And so for my second overall pick, I have the San Antonio Spurs selecting point guard Dylan Harper from Rutgers.
Okay.
Although the Spurs already have De'Aaron Fox and reigning Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle, they can have an embarrassment of riches by selecting a player with elite vision and ball handling. Although Rutgers didn't make it far in the NCAA tournament, Harper was not that reason. He still posted 19.4 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, and projects to be an all-star level talent at his ceiling. Moving on, the number 3 overall pick held by the Philadelphia 76ers, who had a just brutal disaster of a season. But they do get the number 3rd overall pick, and I have them selecting small forward Ace Bailey from Rutgers. Bailey is tagged with having the highest ceiling in the draft, but the lowest floor. The 76ers need help in order to turn their team around, so why not take a swing on a guy with natural scoring and shooting ability? He has work to do with his all-around game, as he only had 1.3 assists per game, but has the potential to be the best player in the class if he reaches his full potential.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sixers picking Arius Ace Bailey. What a first name, by the way. Arius, come on. Yeah, from Rutgers. I don't have much else to say on this either, other than that the Sixers need a star level player to emerge and eventually surpass Paul George and his massive contract, which looks increasingly unlikely to age that well over the next few seasons. So piggybacking off of what you says, his shot-making prowess and intensity give him significant upside to grow at only 18 years old. Moving on to the 4th pick. Team that seems to be in the top 10 every single draft. no matter what they do. The Charlotte Hornets. I have them selecting Dylan Harper, point guard from Rutgers, also a freshman. For me, Harper falls the 4th. The consensus is he's going 2nd overall. With the Sixers and Spurs going on a different route, for me personally. Arguably the best point guard in the draft. Harper's downhill driving, foul drawing, and strong interior finishing prowess to a big backcourt with the 6'7" LaMelo Ball would be someone the Hornets will love to steal at number 4.
Yeah, that's a really good pick. For the Charlotte Hornets, they seem to just be the league's favorite punching bag. I believe they have one of the worst winning percentages out of any sports franchise in all 4 North American major sports.
Yep.
So I really hope they can turn it around someday.
Michael Jordan, greatest player of all time. Maybe one of the worst owners of all time.
Terrible.
Just saying.
Yep. All right. So for me, at number 4 overall, I have the Charlotte Hornets selecting shooting guard Trey Johnson from Texas. The best freshman at Texas since Kevin Durant, Johnson has an unmatched work ethic and competitive spirit. As the Hornets continue their never-ending rebuild, Johnson paired with Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, and Miles Bridges could start forming a core with great promise for the future. All right, with the 5th overall pick, another team that has struggled since the turn of the century, the Utah Jazz at 5th overall select shooting guard BJ Edgecombe from Baylor. Even though Baylor had a down year, that is no knock on Edgecombe's NBA potential. Not afraid to get in the dirty areas of the court, he is a blend of toughness and skill. Even though he is undersized, he does not play like it and is fantastic defensively as well.
Yeah, I also agree with you there. The Jazz select Edgecombe from Baylor, another freshman. These are all freshmen. He is one of the most explosive guard prospects in this draft, and his star upside is something that the Jazz are currently lacking. And he did show serious flashes of potential as a lead ball handler at last summer's FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament with the Bahamas national team. Moving on to number 6, the Washington Wizards. I have them selecting Kaman Malak, maybe, center from Duke, another freshman. The Wizards' current center, Alex Sarr, is more of a power forward than a center, shooting more than 5 3-pointers per game last season while continuing to post less than average defensive rebounding numbers. Malak, maybe, a true center at 7'2", who projects as a defensive anchor in the paint, gives the Wizards another long-arm big man to play behind or with Sarr.
All right. For me, at number 6 overall, the Washington Wizards, I have selected small forward Con Newpel from Duke. So I have Con Newpel falling at 6. Maybe that's how you pronounce his name. Newpel is great at using his frame and footwork to create advantages on the court. Excellent defensively, but no slouch as a shooter as well and as a quick learner. As the number 2 behind Flag, Newpel will be an outstanding player in his own right at the next level. Moving to number 7 overall, the New Orleans Pelicans select point guard Kasparis Yakusionis from Illinois. This is the point in the draft where guys might not quite be NBA ready their first year, but Yakusionis still projects to be a full-time starter. His post work really stands out as he had 5.7 rebounds per game. His freshman numbers overall don't blow you away, but with his great vision and screen work, New Orleans will get the help they need as long as they are patient with him.
Okay, I was wondering how much we were going to differ here. So we are differing again, which is good. I like it. Number 7, I have the Pelicans picking Trey Johnson, shooting guard from Texas, also a freshman. With CJ McCollum entering the final year of his contract, it makes sense to start thinking about his successor for the Pelicans. The Pelicans were one of the worst shooting teams in the season last year, and they got rid of one of their primary shot creators in Brandon Ingram at last year's deadline. Johnson is an aggressive, dynamic shooter who puts nonstop pressure on opposing defenses with his insatiable hunger to score. Moving on to number 8, the Brooklyn Nets are selecting Jeremiah Fears, point guard from Oklahoma, freshman. The Nets don't currently have a point guard on their roster. Should Fears fall to the 8th pick, picking him here seems like a no-brainer. as he has one of the highest ceilings of any prospects in this class, flashing serious star power in his lone season at Oklahoma. Brooklyn is kicking off their rebuilding process this season, so it may not be a bad idea to go through the growing pains of an 18-year-old point guard to scope out a potentially more prosperous 2026 draft class.
All right. At number 8 overall, I have the Brooklyn Nets selecting center Kaman Maluach. Sure.
Yep.
From Duke. One of the top centers in this draft class, Maluach's post game is undeniable with 6.6 rebounds per game and is a defensive stalwart as well. Could be the best in this class on that side of the ball. Just needs work offensively and would immediately become a full-time starting big man. Number 9 overall goes to the Toronto Raptors, and I have them selecting point guard Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma.
All right.
A natural scorer as shown in his 17.1 points per game at his lone season at Oklahoma, but he fears defense as that side of the ball had been absent at times for this undersized prospect. Arguably the most polarizing player in the top 10, he could go a number of places and potentially need some work.
Number 9 for me, the Toronto Raptors are going to select Derek Queen, center from Maryland, freshman. With a roster full of guards and forwards, it would make sense to go after a big man. Queen, the most skilled big man in this draft, is capable of scoring facing the basket or with his back to it, also with impressive passing abilities. His shooting will need to improve overall, but he brings something the Raptors don't currently have, with upside to grow into if his conditioning also improves. Moving on to number 10, the Houston Rockets. Kasparis Jokciunas.
Sure.
Yep.
That's right.
Point guard from Illinois, also a freshman. With the NBA's 4th best record last year and being flush with young talent, it's hard to say what the Rockets might actually need. Jokciunas has the size, frame, and length to play any of the backcourt positions, with shot-making prowess and a strong feel for the game to boot, an upside to grow into at 19 years old.
All right. At number 10, I have the Houston Rockets. This is the pick that they got from the Phoenix Suns. They select small forward Carter Bryant from Arizona. Houston is already in the position of becoming a contender as they showed this past season, so why not go with the safe pick? Bryant does not wow you with any stats as he was an off-the-bench player, but his work ethic and physical attributes make him an enticing selection. Then we jump to number 20, where the Miami Heat are selecting via Golden State after the Jimmy Butler trade. I have him selecting small forward Nike Clifford. Sure. From Colorado State. This could be dependent on if the Heat make a big splash in the offseason, either for Kevin Durant or Giannis Antetokounmpo. Sure.
Yep.
But the Heat are looking for a player of that caliber to be a major factor in their offense and defense.
Yeah.
Clifford has the potential to be that guy. Each of his individual stats don't jump out at you, but his all-around game is what does. A big game performer as well, Clifford could be a factor as Miami looks to get back into contention.
All right. I have the Miami Heat via Golden State at pick 20, selecting Ben Suraf.
Yep, sure.
Point guard from Germany. With a lack of shot creation or playmaking at the point guard position, it is a must for the Heat right now. Suraf has excellent size, pace, and creativity at 6'6". His strong instincts on both ends of the floor give him intriguing upside that he can tap into long term. And finally, for our mock draft, at number 28, my team, the Boston Celtics, I have them selecting Noah Penda, small forward from France. Bonjour. The Celtics have big needs to address, with Tatum being out for the foreseeable future. But this late in the first round, it may be difficult to expect to try and replace his production. Finding a combo forward such as Penda, who's capable of soaking up minutes, hopefully gaining some experience, and perhaps emerging as capable of adding value in a year from now, would be a major win. His versatility and strong feel for the game, with intelligent passing skills, who slides all over the court on defense and plays a mature style of basketball for a 20-year-old, could have some upside for a team that has a lot of questions surrounding its roster.
All right, I like that. At number 28, I have the Boston Celtics selecting a small forward as well, but I have them selecting Drake Powell from North Carolina. With Jason Tatum rupturing his Achilles in the playoffs, the Celtics have some decisions to make with their roster. Personally, I would take a gamble and select a player with a high ceiling. Powell would fit this. However, most analysts thought he would have benefited from another year at college. Regardless, Powell has a knack for learning, is defensively skilled, does need a lot of work offensively, but what better way to learn than to play with some of the best in the world?
Very true. That's our mock draft.
I really think only the 2 guaranteed picks might be Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper. I could see that as being like the solidified 1 and 2, but after that, I think it's a little all over the place. A lot of argument on the depth of this draft, but I think if you're a top 5 selection, you're going to get an elite talent.
Yeah, for sure. I disagreed a little bit. I had Harper dropping all the way down to 4th. I mean, Cooper Flagg is for sure number 1. But beyond that, I think it is wide open. People are saying next year's draft class is probably going to be a lot better. That's no shot to this year's class, though.
As always. So, yeah, that's our mock draft. Thank you all so much for listening. We really hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you have any teams, who do you want to see them pick? Do you agree with our picks? Do you disagree with our picks? Let us know down in the comments. We'd love to get in on the discussion. Make sure to like the video. It helps out a lot. Make sure to subscribe, any color, so you don't miss out on future videos. We got the NHL mock draft coming out, jersey tier list. So we got a lot of good videos coming out within the next few weeks. And make sure to follow our socials where we post, content that doesn't make the podcast. Make sure to listen to our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're talking about the playoffs and
the finals.
Have a new champion in the sport that we will be discussing next week.
Yep.
So, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And we will see you in the next one.